Hello students, this is Dr. H. Mohana Sundaram. Welcome back to my YouTube channel HMS Accounts and Finance Academy. In today's class, what we are going to see is the meaning and nature of debit and credit which are used in accounts. Without understanding the term debit and credit, we cannot prepare any accounts. The term debit and credit follow the double entry system. What is double entry system? For every debit, there will be an equivalent and opposite credit, or for every credit, there will be an equivalent and opposite debit. Actually, all financial transactions incurring in the business will have two aspects. One is debit aspect and the other is credit aspect. There are three accounting rules or golden rules of accounting to understand the meaning of debit and credit. Let us see them one by one. Personal account, real account and nominal account. What is personal account? In any financial transactions in which individuals or organizations would have involved without any consideration, right? What is the meaning of our rule of personal account? What is the rule of personal account? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. What is the meaning of debit the receiver? What is debit the receiver? If anybody receives something from our organization without giving back any consideration for it, we should debit the name of individual or name of the organization in our books of accounts. What is credit the giver? Or what is the meaning of credit the giver? If anybody gives something to our business, without getting any consideration for it, we should credit the name of the individual or name of the organization in our books of accounts. Most of the time, this debit the receiver will create assets of the organization, and most of the time, this credit the giver will create liability of the organization. I will make you to understand this practically when I work out some model problems. Now let us see the meaning of real account. What is the rule of real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. What is the meaning of debit what comes in? If anything comes into our business, it must be debited, provided it should be money or money's worth. And usually this debit will increase the value of respective asset. And similarly, credit what goes out. What is the meaning of credit what goes out? If anything goes out of our business organization, it must be credited in our books of accounts, provided it should be money or money's worth, and this goes out will decrease the value of the respective asset. Now let us see what is the rule of nominal account. What does it say? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. This is purely transparent, right? All expenses and losses must be debited in our books of accounts, which incur in the normal course of business. All expenses and losses that incur in the normal course of business must be debited in the books of accounts, in our books of accounts. All the incomes and gains incurring in the normal course of our business must be credited in our books of accounts. Right? I hope that you all would have understood this clearly. Now let us see what are the outcomes of these three accounting rules. Expenses, losses and assets will always have debit nature or will always show debit balance, whereas incomes, gains and liability will always have credit nature or will always show credit balance. All the debit in the journal entry will either increase in the value of assets or expenses or losses. Suppose we want to reduce the value of assets or expenses or losses, we should give credit in the journal entry. Then it will reduce the value accordingly. Likewise, there all other credits will increase the value of liability or income or gains. Suppose we want to reduce the value of liability or incomes or gains, we should debit in the journal entry. Then it will reduce the value of liability or income or gain. All the debits will not always end up at assets or expenses or losses. Similarly, all the credits will not end up with liability or incomes or gains. If you want to know, if you want to learn more, kindly follow all my videos and I'll work out some problems, model problems in the next class. If you like this video, kindly subscribe and share this video to your friends and relatives and turn on the bell notification. Then only you will get notification whenever I put videos. See you in the next class.